Okay, we're back again. Thank you for your patience with clicking through different videos. All right, let's take a look. So here our book starts, and you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels on this page. And I'm noticing the first panel, if I zoom in on it, this is a bird's eye view, right? Okay, and that's also a term from filmmaking. I can see that this is Europe. All of this is Europe. That's Spain. We've got North Africa. We've got these clouds up here. Looks like this is the Mediterranean. This is Atlantic Ocean. Looks like it's zooming in as the panels progress down the page. The tip of North Africa and Sicily over here. Over here it says Seahawk inflatable rubber dinghy, maximum safe load 6 people. And I zoom in and you can see this is that small rubber boat that's carrying those people. Maximum safe load 6 people. You can see it is packed, currently carrying 14 passengers. And if I zoom in, I can see they look cold, right? They're covered with hats, and this guy's driving the boat. He doesn't seem like he's that cold. It looks like a guy's in a jacket or some sort of sleeping bag type of thing with some blankets, and they're packed in there, and there's tires. 2 on the side. This is your fault, Ebo. I've told you, leave him alone. Okay, I can tell by the context of this. This character right here is Ebo. I can tell that because the person who said this is off of the frame, off of the panel, and this is someone who's talking about Ebo. You know as well as I do, he shouldn't be here. And thus starts chapter 1. Okay, so let's stop for a moment and notice some more. If this is a close-up, okay, this is a pan-out shot. Okay, and that's all film terminology that's now also graphic novel terminology. And I must ask myself, why is the author doing this? Why are they panning out in this moment where just a moment ago they were close up? Well, if you look at everything here, the bigness, the vastness, the magnitude of this moment, this scenario, for the people on this boat, this is everything, right? And using this big shot shows that. Whereas this is more of the internal, it's not really internal conflict, the closer personal conflict. And this is the situational conflict here. My name is Ebo. I'm 12 years old. We've only been at sea for 3 hours, but I think you might be right. It's unlucky to travel with family. Don't be so superstitious. So we've got some labels, and it's a different color than the text box here. Everyone knows you never put 2 brothers in the same boat. Someone must live to carry on the family name. Look how angry that guy looks. Leave my brother alone. He shouldn't be here. The water's so cold. Out here and darker than the night sky, none of us can swim. If this boat sinks, then perhaps I am bad luck. Before, the men showed us a photograph of a better boat, shining and new with space for all. Not this rotten, patched-up thing. Kwame tried to argue, but the men would not listen. Badam! Move, or there's a bullet in your back! Okay, I'm going to pause here again, too, and I know I'm pausing a lot at the beginning, but that's okay. That's how we create meaning. Take a look at the difference between the color of this blue and now this light. So this is clearly daytime. And I'm noticing that this frame does not have a solid line. Okay, like these do. So I know this is like a memory. Okay, and this gives me some context. Now I know why these people are on this boat. They're on this boat, looks like, because they were forced, right? They have men with machine guns who are forcing them onto this boat. And it seems that the people on the boat were lied to, that they came expecting something much, much different than what they're on. And you can see by the people clamoring to get on this boat, okay, that this creates desperation, right? These are desperate people who would get on a boat, a rubber boat, to cross the Mediterranean unless they absolutely had to, and unless there was no other choice, right? The other choice was die. Now we're back to the time that starts already. Stop! Why are we fighting? Kwame, please. We all have the same destination. Destination? He's not holding it straight, and already we're lost. We're not lost. Razak is doing a fine job. I keep the moon on my left. This is how I navigate. It was on the right when we first sailed. You are mistaken. It should be on the left. Right, left, left, left. They said it would take many hours. If they don't care if we live or die. They have our money. We should never have come. It's so cold. From now, we will always keep the moon on the left to guide us. If we don't fight and tip over, then soon we will reach our new home. People are rich there and will be ready to give us blankets and food. We have a long way to go. This is the beginning. And I'm noticing now that looks like a compass, doesn't it? Okay. And that seems like a very good way to start, right? This is the beginning. Okay. Sorry. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go back to our, what are these called? Annotation page. And I want to show you 2 annotations I wrote for chapter 1. And your job is going to be to create an annotation every other chapter. And I'll write this out in your classroom so you can see exactly what I want you to do. But you can see I used category 6, text feature creates meaning. The title is Darkness and Regret. It's from page 6, panel 2, and I inserted the image. You guys should be able to do this on your iPads. And I picked this panel, and I picked it because it's an interesting view, right? Everyone's kind of looking at this boy Ibo. He says they said it would take many hours. They don't care if we live or die. They have our money. We should never have come. It's so cold. And I did some further thinking on it, and this is what I came up with. The dark blue panel indicates not only night, but it reflects the regret displayed on the faces of the boys and the men and in the boat and their words. They seem lost at sea and wishing that they never came on this trip. And I'm also noticing as I'm talking, there's a man on the right-hand side of the panel who's in a brownish blanket, and he's covering his head with his face. He's covering his face with his hands. And I know we do that when we are just like so lost. And so all of those images within this big image bring to me to darkness and regret. All right. And I did another one called Google It. And I just captured that from page 2, the upper left-hand corner. And I didn't know what that stuff was, that 34, 24, 29, 13, 15, 19 east. So I looked it up, I Googled it, and it is latitude and longitude. So I thought, okay, I could simply just write this stuff is latitude and longitude, but I want to push myself as a thinker. And I want to write, all right, so why? Why is that there? These are latitude and longitude coordinates. The novel uses the coordinates to show where the characters are, even as they don't really know where they are. So it's somewhere over the Mediterranean, but the author chose to write the coordinates. And I just think that that's so interesting because I forget sometimes that we can locate ourselves on the globe with geo coordinates, which is kind of cool. And I looked up what those coordinates were, and it was kind of hard, but it turns out that they are in the Mediterranean Sea, which confirms everything else that I've seen. All right, so that's what I've done. I want you guys to read the first 7 chapters. It doesn't take a long time, and I want you to create an annotation for every other chapter. Okay, and next week we'll start to share and we'll start to talk about the book. So I want you to go outside today and enjoy the sunshine. Read a little bit tomorrow, and hopefully you're all feeling well and doing well.